This is the vocabulary for lesson 5-4 in signing naturally. The first sign is the sign for shelf. So in a B hand shape, and you just draw outline the shelves. Dust or erase is an A hand shape, and you just sort of wiggle it back and forth wherever it is that you're dusting. Floor is also a B hand shape, but and you relax your shoulders here. I'm moving it up too much, but only so you can see. And you just do it once. So shelves goes this way and floor is down here once. Vacuum, you want an A hand shape as if you're holding a vacuum. Vacuum. Sweep. Flat hand shape on your non-dominant hand with your palm facing up. Your dominant hand is also a flat hand shape, and you just go back and forth. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Dishes are 2 5 hand shapes. Well, it's an open 8 hand shape. So it's like an 8, only you open it a little. All right. And so what you're doing is you're making a circle with your middle finger and your thumb. All right. Only they're not touching. Palms facing each other. So that's dishes, or like that. You could touch too. Dishes. Wash dishes can either be 2 A hand shapes with your palms together in alternate opposite direction circles, or this way, a closed 5 hand shape. To wash your clothes, you do 2 bent 5 hand shapes, one on top of the other, and you rotate like that middle thing in a washing machine. Wash clothes. Outside, like if you're going to take the trash outside, you want sort of a squished O that's open a little bit on your non-dominant hand. Your dominant hand is a squished O, and you start in here by putting it in your hand, and then you bring it out. So that's outside or out. Now watch out for transfer error here, because this sign out is literally out. Like I put my phone in my pocket, then it's out of my pocket. It's out or outside. It's a literal physical thing. You wouldn't be out of gas with this sign for out. So just beware. This is literally out. The opposite of that, the next sign is inside or in. It's raining outside, so we're going to come inside. All right, so it's the same sort of open squished O on your non-dominant hand, squished O hand shape on your dominant hand, and you go inside or in. And again, this is very literal. You have to have something literally or physically in order to be in. Like I'm in this room, I'm in this house, right? This wouldn't be like I'm in trouble. That's not the same thing. All right, so let's see. We have shelf, dust or erase, floor, vacuum, sweep, dishes, wash dishes, or wash clothes or laundry, outside or out, and then inside or in. The next sign is the sign for trash or garbage, which is the same as we learned before for wastebasket. The next one is to dump out the trash. This is kind of just like a gesture classifier. So you like 5 hand shape, like you're picking up a trash can and dumping it. Feed, like if you feed the cat or feed the fish or feed anything, it's this way. So you start with like food, squished O hand shape with your dominant hand, and then you kind of bounce it forward with both hands. So feed. I'll do it again this way. The next one is to pay. So you remember we had some money related signs here before. We had money and buy and shopping. So if you imagine that your money is here before you buy something, then pay, you put, you do a number one hand shape on your dominant hand, and you start there in your palm where your money just was, and you give it out, push it out. All right, so that's pay. The next sign is bills, which is just finger spelled. So you can. The next sign is grow, or a plant. So again, with transfer error, this isn't to plant something, that's a different sign. But if you're talking about a plant, like you're feeding the plants or watering the plants, that's this sign. And it's the same as a sign for grow, like I said. So you want that sort of loose, squished OC hand shape on your non-dominant hand so that your hand can come up through it. All right. So you want a squished O on your dominant hand with your palm facing up. And as you come up through your hand, you open. You can kind of envision that, right? Like if this is a seed and here's the earth, and then it grows, grow, or plant. To pour water, like if you're watering a plant, you do a, well, kind of like this hand shape. Like you're grabbing the, watering can with open a little bit and pouring. Pour water. Let's see. Make or create is two S hand shapes, one on top of the other. It doesn't matter which one because they're going to do the same movement. There's not a dominant hand here. And you just go back and forth. Make or create. To fold clothing, fold your clothes. So you want a closed 5 hand shape, and you, fold your clothes. To put away is a 2-handed sign. So you start with S or A hand shapes, and you kind of drop it over there or wherever you're putting it away. Take is 1-handed, and you start with, kind of like a bent 5 hand shape, and you just grab it in the air. Okay, so I'm going to take my water bottle with me when I go. I'm going to grab it and take it. So you could end with an A or an S hand shape. Now, remember when you learned the sign, we learned the sign for adopt, and I mentioned that that is also the sign for take, but that's an abstract take, like you take a class or something like that. This take is literal, physical, something that you do physically. So if you take the dog for a walk, that's how you do it. You grab the dog and take him for a walk. Okay, so that's take. Okay, fix. There are 2 ways to sign fix. One is a squished O hand shape, and you kind of go up and down with your fingers. Fix. The other way of doing it is a loan sign. It's borrowed from English and finger spelled, which then has sort of become its own sign. It's not really recognized as finger spelling necessarily anymore. So this fix, it has kind of a special thing to it. It's not just finger spelling. So it's F-I-X, and you turn it as you go. Fix, fix. Okay. To check on, so this means to check on something, not check, like take a rain check or anything like that, write a check. This is to check on. So you, let's see, non-dominant hand, palm, flat hand shape, palm facing you, and you do a 1 hand shape on your dominant hand, and then you just do a check mark, check, check. And if you're checking on a bunch of things around your house, you can like check, 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 check. All right. Next is duty or chore. Like if you have chores, this would be the sign that you would use. It's like work, only instead of an A hand shape, SAS hand shape on your dominant hand, you do a D hand shape. That's duty or chores, either one. Enjoy is two flat hand shapes, one on your chest, one on your stomach, and then you just rub them in little circles. So that's enjoy. The last sign on this list is don't mind. So you want a one hand shape, you touch your nose and with your palm facing you, and then all you do is turn with your, is it a wrist movement? Yeah, your wrist movement to put your palm out. All right, so palm to you, palm out. And you shake your head. Don't mind. And that is the end of the vocabulary for lesson 5-4.